to hit the lights. Kick off your weekend with the Thursday night. Just clap your hands and stomp your feet and sing it. We're about to rumble here on NBC. Crank up the volume, scream along with me. Get in your steps and rap your team and sing it. I don't know what you've been told, but football make you lose control.
Week 13 is upon us, and we turn for home. Panthers and Saints in a huge one at the Dome. And then Sunday night, we got a great one in store. Eagles and Hawks, wish Birtle soar. But the weekend starts now, and Dallas is the site. It's the boys and the Redskins on Thursday night, so let's go!
Go, go, time to get it started tonight. The NFL will get you crazy and wild. You know it's going down. This is how we do it now. Mikey Chris will show you how to go. Go, go, go. Come on, put your hands in the sky. Win or lose, you better put up a fight. Oh, yeah, it's going down. You know what I'm talking about. A little bit louder now. You know what I'm talking about. TNF is going down now.
No clouds, 61 degrees, ideal final night of November in Arlington, Texas. So the roof is open at AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys, led by their quarterback, Dak Prescott, set to take on their rivals, the Washington Redskins, and Kirk Cousins, here on NBC's Thursday Night Football. Hello, everyone. Mike Tirico up here with Chris Collinsworth. Heather Cox down on the sideline. So, Chris, this isn't mathematically a must-win, but it's pretty darn close to an elimination game for these teams. They're both 5-6. They're 2 games out of the last wild card spot, and a couple of teams in between them. So you got to get this one. Let's talk for a minute about both teams. Washington, they've got some good wins at the Rams, at Seattle. They beat the Giants on Thanksgiving that you called. And then Dallas, they were 5-3. Then the Ezekiel Elliott suspension hit. Different world now. They're trying to find their way back to the Dallas offense. 3 games in a row, single digits they've scored. It's not just Zeke. How do they get going tonight?
Yeah, I think this offensive line has to take over. They have certainly dominated in the past, and they need to take a little pressure off of Dak Prescott for a little while. And then the strange stat of the day, Alfred Morris is actually averaging 1.5 yards more per carry than did Ezekiel Elliott. So if this offensive line gets it going, the Cowboys will get going.
Okay, then there's Washington and there's Kirk Cousins. A lot of the talk is the long-term future of the quarterback for the Redskins. In the short term, he's keeping them in the playoff race.
No question about it. And Kirk Cousins is the story of this football team. So many changes and injuries. The wide receiver, running back, tight end, the offensive line has been a mess. And yet, through it all, Kirk Cousins is second only to Tom Brady in passing yards this season. But for these two teams, it's win. We'll see you next year.
Yeah, it's a big one for both of them. And big question's been, who's blocking for these quarterbacks? So much change up front. Find out who's playing tonight. Here's Heather Cox.
Hello, Mike. Well, tonight the Redskins will use their 21st different offensive line combination of the season. More than any other team in the league. But this banged-up unit did get some good news tonight. 5-time Pro Bowler Trent Williams is back at left tackle, which means Ty Nsekhe moves to left guard for his first career start there. Now, as for the Cowboys, the right side of their O-line was a big concern. But all-pro right guard Zach Martin cleared concussion protocol and will start, as will right tackle La'el Collins, who missed practice all week with a back injury. Now, injuries have only added to the offensive issues for this team since Ezekiel Elliott has been out. They've only scored 2 touchdowns in their last 31 possessions. And Dak Prescott said, you know what, it's that energy that we miss from Zeke, not only on offense, but the energy that he brings to this stadium as well. And Dak's priority tonight is to re-energize this stadium, especially early, Mike.
Well, Heather, it's a rematch of Week 8 in D.C., won by Dallas, one of the great rivalries in the NFL. The Cowboys and the Redskins on Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football is brought to you by Verizon, best gifts on the best network. By Outback Steakhouse, Aussie rules. By Kohl's, give joy, get joy. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance.